do we do it now? Do I lean forward? Does it matter?
A little bit.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the Olive Branch, the podcast where two siblings from a small southern town in the heart of the Bible Belt, the Rocket City, Huntsville, Alabama. We're trying to bridge the gap between left and right America.
Or at least avoid strangling each other while trying.
Yes.
I'm Audra. I'm your left-wing host. I am a wife, intentionally childless. I am a liberal, atheist, socialist, communist, and I'm unemployed but a caretaker for our mother.
That's true. And I'm Eric, your right-wing host, a husband, father, conservative, born-again Christian, and proud engine nerd with multiple engineering degrees. I've spent over 2 decades leading adult Sunday school, missional communities, life groups, small groups, connecting people to God by teaching from God's holy word.
And I've spent over 2 decades as a dungeon master, guiding heroes through the mystical realms of Dungeons and Dragons, and I have numerous credits at a local community college.
Hey, that counts. So, between the preacher and the heathen,
the Bible and the battle app,
we've got absolutely no qualifications to be sharing political opinions with the masses.
But we're gonna do it anyway.
That's right. Let's do this already.
All right, Eric. What have we talked about discussing today?
You said you had like an emotional breakdown or something. So
I did.
Okay, well that's awesome. Let me see if I can psychoanalyze you like Hannibal Lecter.
I like it.
Okay.
First, before I get into that, because once I break down, it's not going to get better. We probably need to get Kleenex.
You're more of the psychologist than me, but I'll do my best.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Okay. I'm here. I got you, boo.
Will you go get me some tissues?
Oh, yeah. You're serious.
I will need it. It's not a joke.
Are we going?
We are going now.
Okay. I have tissues.
Thank you.
All right. Let's do this.
I know it's not going to work out.
All right, I'm blowing my nose just to all the peer pressure with tissues.
And we know how people love bodily fluid sounds over microphone in their podcast.
It is pretty good.
I might try to clear my throat a few times if we can.
Oh, man.
If I can sneak it in.
Can we get some sneezes? Maybe some hearty coughs? Let's do that.
Do you want to gargle mouthwash for a little bit?
Sounds good.
I was supposed to say the side hustle. The side thing that I was going to talk about before we get into me being a psychopath was we talked about how the last episode you kind of felt like it was detracted from...
Got to cough in. See? Teamwork. I'm contributing. All right, go. Yeah.
I'm going to do a solid restart so I can edit that out properly. So last episode.
Well, I'll tell you, you don't have to quote me. I can quote myself. You ready?
Yeah.
I said we had like a bit. So this is I guess it was kind of like it was going to be about immigration, about the ICE raids, the violent protesting, all the stuff. And we had like a string of like short clips, videos to kind of like bring up and then throw darts at, and then to have some banter about all that and talk about opinions. And I don't think we got through one. I think we got through the first video, and there was some statistics that you didn't like. You inaccurate, and then we spent it was like well over an hour, kind of arguing about source of truth and what is the truth, and then how do you know what's real out there when mainstream media is pushing certain statistics? How do you even know that's right? And in this day and age with misinformation, it is just rampant. So it's like, how do you know? So kind of what I think may be more value added than latching on to certain stats in the world, maybe just pull back and do something more about principles and just, hey, in principle, should you do this or should you do that? And then you can apply it to whatever situation in life is better. That's just kind of where I was going with it. What else were you going to say?
I feel like we're answering the question, is this the best food on earth? And I'm thinking of an orange, and you're thinking of a steak. So it almost doesn't matter our opinion because we're not talking about the same thing. So I feel like we have to get because if I think about ICE, what they're doing and how they're acting and what they're bringing to the table and the good and bad that they're bringing, it's way different than what you think, correct?
Yeah.
How come?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if we say this is bad. If I'm thinking about the 45 minutes of exposure I've had to news coverage of ICE and you're thinking about your 45 minutes, if they're totally different realities, it doesn't matter what our opinions are about them. Pause.
What?
You look like a little person a little bit again. This camera does really weird depth perception. And if I'm close, I look like a giant.
Well, hang on a second.
I'm 5'3".
Well, hang on a second.
See?
And I know, and I'm 5'11". So yeah, I'm definitely almost a foot taller than you. It seems like anyway.
Yeah.
But is there something wrong with being a little person? Can I not be a little person?
No, I was just thinking if people watch this, they're gonna be like, "Wow,
wow, she's a giant.
She's like 6'3", I bet."
And who's that little guy?
Yeah. It's just because I sit up closer to the camera, and it really changes the depth perception.
If you can't tell, I'm sitting back right now, so...
Yeah, if I put my arm straight out, it's like... it's like about a foot in front of them.
Did you just try to cut my head off?
No.
That was a little aggressive.
We don't do that in the way we talk about politics. We don't cut each other's heads off.
Time
in.
I think it's very... We've talked... It is very important to understand that people have different worldviews. So when I say a worldview, how they see it and what lens they're seeing things through. We've talked about like I'm a professing Christian, you're a professing atheist. If I see the world and acknowledge the presence of God and God working in different facets and allowing different things to happen, all for a greater good. And I trust in that, and I have faith in that, and I have faith that God's working in his people. If you don't believe in God, you don't believe in any of that. So it's almost like you have an angst or mission to put some structure in other forums like government to help put up the appropriate guardrails. So it is a different, you just got to understand that things are different. But that's just on as far as a worldview. Another thing that I don't think any of us really appreciate, I don't even think I appreciate it as much as I should, but just from doing this podcast, the confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance. And if you don't even know what that means, study up into that. The bottom line is, wherever you're getting your views of the world, it's so dang skewed, it's ridiculous. In the full spectrum of reality, you're seeing a slice. I want to say, not to get too engine nerdy on you, but if you look at a bell curve, what is a bell curve? It's going to look kind of like this, if that matters to you. But the whole point is, it's like an average of a certain population. So if we're talking about America, what's in the middle is what's most common. That's where the average is. But on the outliers way down here, that's low. These are the minute, small anomalies. These are the outliers. These are the things that are not common. That's what mainstream media shows you. That's what they show you when the yelling, purple-haired, crazy Karens that are, the right wing wants to call libtards. They're way down here. They're not the average everywhere. But the way mainstream media pushes it, it is the average of all left, but it's not. And then same thing on the right. What is it? They take things out of context. They intentionally pull things out of context and make it sound either racist or mean or hateful to get a reaction. And it's not the full message. It's not exactly what's going on. So we need to all take a step back and go, you know what? We are getting fooled. And I am a fool if I think my perspective is exactly what's right. So talking with you, Audra, I've learned exactly the point that you're making. I think we're talking about the same item. We're looking at the same item. We're not. Mm-mm. They're totally separate. And she's described, I'm trying to get my hands in the thing, and I don't know which way to go. But you're talking about this. I'm talking about this. And then I realized we're not talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think step one is this. Have some humility. Embrace some humility. You may know exactly what you've seen, but know what you've seen does not reflect reality as far as the entirety, the totality of it, nor the norm. So you're off. Your view is off. So just know that. Calm down. And now I think that should be the fuel to help you have more grace.
I think something that I do.
I got a good statement.
Do it.
Grace and patience. I just want to say impatience. Be patient while I finish my sentence. Forgive me for talking while you're interrupting.
Zero patience.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
No, I like that. Forgive me for talking while you're interrupting.
It's pretty good. I heard that one time. I was like, I'm using that.
Something I think I do pretty by default that I don't think is the default by most people is when Eric says, I like Donald Trump, I know he does not have the same information base I do. So my thought process isn't he's an idiot because we both have this set of 30 facts that are exactly the same and he came to one extreme conclusion and I'm on the other end. My thought process is, what on earth does he think about Donald Trump that got him so far away from where I'm at? You know, and that's typically my default setting is what has their life been like? What's their experience to where they're on a totally different answer than I am? And I think if people approach people with that in mind, as opposed to we both have the same 10 facts and you're an idiot because you came up with the opposite answer. Like that's not, it's not helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you realize, or if you conclude this person that I'm getting frustrated with, I think they're either incompetent or evil. As soon as you go there, just know you're looking through a skewed lens. Something's off. I bet they're neither one.
Nobody thinks they're evil.
Yeah.
So even if you do conclude they are evil, how do they think they're the hero in their own story? Because everyone does. Everyone's the protagonist in their movie. Mm-hmm. So what makes them think they're on the right side of history? What makes them think the conclusions they've come to are the appropriate ones?
Yeah.
You mentioned something about purple-haired Karens.
Yeah.
I think on our first or second episode, you said something about them. Do you know what I thought you were talking about?
No, tell me.
Old people. Because I think you initially said blue-haired Karens. And I was like, I don't think we should be ageist on this podcast, Eric. And like, I almost edited it out. Just like, that's a weird slur. I don't think we should do that. But then I was like, well, he's talking about, I figured it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's talking about liberal people. Okay. I guess that's fine.
Man, that's funny.
Yeah. Another thing on this before we go to the crazy part.
Ooh, yeah.
I would like for you to hold me accountable if I ever have cognitive dissonance or confirmation bias. Like if you ever see me being like, hey, buddy.
Well, it's hard. One, let's just for the crowd so they don't have to go do Google searching while they're listening. Can we give a good definition of confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance?
Confirmation bias. I'm lucky because I always find pennies on the ground. Because every time
listen, I know for a fact that is not the definition. Oh, you're giving it an analogy. Oh, okay, keep going.
And I know that because every time I see a penny on the ground, I'm like, that's me being lucky again. Whereas if I actually had the world in totalitarian in my mind, I would know there were 47,000 pennies on the ground that I didn't see. So I'm actually very unlucky. But because I have a belief that I'm lucky, and every time I see a penny, that makes me believe that I'm lucky. That's the example. I think it's an example I think Neil deGrasse Tyson said one time a long time ago, and so that's always.
In reality, you're unlucky.
Yeah.
But you believe you're lucky, and
because every time I see a penny, I know it's because I'm lucky.
So essentially, the deal is, and I may be trivializing this, but I kind of see them as the opposite of each other. Confirmation bias.
You already have an opinion, and every time you see anything that backs that opinion,
you just latch onto it, and that's all you're attracted to. You just want people to confirm and substantiate your current position, and that's what all social media is. It's an echo chamber, and that's what I love about this podcast. Is it is extremes on it, or not? Well, I don't know. It's left and right representation. It's not just an echo chamber of the right. It's not just an echo chamber of the left. You're getting both sides of the spectrum. So, but confirmation bias, you're just trying to hunt down like a rat on a Cheeto. Oh, that's something that substantiates what I already believe. That's all you want to see on Facebook, on TikTok. You just want people to say, hey, you're right. And let me tell you why you're right. And guess what? Got news for you. Probably wrong. We all are, from what mainstream media has been pushing at us, is what I'm learning. I think. Yeah. And it's not that you are wrong in totality. It's not that you need to switch to the other side. You know, usually the response to one extreme is the opposite extreme. That's the response that's typical, but it's not maybe appropriate. You want to, if you're going off in the ditch, you want to get back in the middle. To get in the middle, you need to get in the middle. So I'm learning I should probably get more in the middle. So I'm learning how to do that. And it starts with humility. Hey, I'm probably not perfectly right. The information I have is only telling me part of the picture. People are more important than politics. People are more important than all these arguments and who's right and who's wrong and what's the best way to do this. Value people. That means stop, listen, give them grace, give them, have some patience with them, and then listen to them. And
do you have a good example for cognitive dissonance?
Well, to me, it's the opposite. It's as soon as you get information that contradicts your belief system, you want to repel, you want to reject it, you want to, hey, get away.
Can I tell you an example of cognitive dissonance I heard recently?
Oh, please do.
And it's a phrase that I've heard a lot about Trump. Whenever it's like, hey, he's doing this thing that seems counterproductive to what he said he was doing or the greater good of America or whatever, a response I see all the time is, you don't understand. He's playing 5D chess.
Yeah.
And it's like, so we're saying that when we see he's obviously doing something against what we would expect or what we would want, we have to just assume he's smarter than us and that we should disbelieve that that's a bad thing and assume it's a good thing.
Yeah. So I would agree that's a great example. At the same time, I think there is some validity to that perspective.
I hope there is.
Yeah. The deal is, he is a maverick. He is unorthodox. He does things totally different than any normal politician. He is literally unpredictable, even from the right side. So he does, but he is successful. He's very successful. Whatever he's accomplished in life, or whatever he's gone after, for the most part, he's been very, very successful. So, and he usually does have an ace up his sleeve that he hasn't revealed. So, not to imply that he's cheating, but
no, you said it.
Well, Okay, maybe that's not the best example. But anyway, so
yeah.
But who knows? Maybe this is just my cognitive dissonance being displayed right before you right now.
We'll get to it. All right. Before I break down for the rest of the video,
okay,
I have a thought experiment for you.
Yeah.
I know you're born again Christian.
Yes.
What is your opinion on divorce? Would it be appropriate in your faith or church if you and Heather got divorced for a very finite list of reasons?
So biblically in the Christian faith, there is a justification for divorce, which is adultery. So that is the short answer.
So in your faith, there is some...
Yeah. I will say this. There's a pocket of believers, and I'll say I'm one of it. I don't want to endorse adultery by any means. But this is some advice I got. We did premarital counseling, and this just stuck with me, and it was so good. And the deal was this. He said, when you get married, you should be committed to stay married, period. You should never say the D word. Divorce. Not the other word, D word. That's a cuss word.
I couldn't think of one. I was like, dong? That was the first D word I could think of that was remotely offensive. And I have a funny joke about dongs after this.
Okay, this is going in a weird direction.
Continue.
Anyway, don't say the D word. He said, when you go from living separate to married, you're cohabitating, you're in a married world. Sometimes you have a tendency to not know how to fight or how to do conflict because you'll get mad at each other and then being in an argument. And, before the practice was, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to screen your calls. I'm not going to respond to your text or emails. You won't hear from me for days. I'll show you. And then, but if you're married, it's like, oh, yeah, well,
I'll pick up dinner on the way home.
Yeah, what's for dinner? It just doesn't have the same punch.
Yeah. So
what some people tend to do to win the argument, to get hand in the conversation or in the argument, is to say, "Oh yeah, I'm divorcing you," and you're really just trying to threaten.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful where you look, because wherever you look, that's where you're going. Next thing you know, you took a step down a trail you don't even want to go down. So, but the bottom line, just once have the belief and the commitment to once married, always married, work it out. If you have a preconceived notion, hey, if my marriage gets so rough, if this happens, if fill in the blank, if this happens and it's too rough, I'm out. Guess what? You're probably going to get out. You're probably going to get divorced, because guess what? Everybody goes through seasons and in pockets of extremes where you got to figure it out. And it's going to get rough. It's going to get hard. If Heather and I didn't have this commitment to stay married, we would be divorced. But we've worked it out, and right now we're 23 years married. So that's probably a longer answer than you wanted. Where are you going with this? You were asking me.
I was going to tell you the joke about dongs real quick.
Oh.
And it's not my joke.
No.
Don Glover.
We all enjoy a good dong joke.
Don Glover. I can't think of his stage name. He was on Community. He's an actor. I cannot think of his stage name. He's a musician. Anyways, he was talking about how he was on like a Tonight Show, and he was making a handle for Instagram or Twitter at the time or whatever, and he realized his name was Dong Lover if you don't put a space in it.
Oh my God.
And he was like, I was 28. I had written checks. And all this time it's at Dong Lover. So that's just whenever I hear the word dog, the few times in my life that pops in my head as him being like devastated, almost 30, realizing that's his name for the first time.
I wish it was more like they, I didn't know until I put it on my license plate and they had to put it all together. And then I rode around like that for a decade.
He did it on Twitter. And I think that's when he saw it for the first time. Because it's just one handle. And I don't know if he took his dad's handle or vice versa. Because his dad's Don Glover also.
So that means he had to have the same revelation sometime in his life. And he said, I'm going to curse my son with the same.
Maybe he found out when Don Glover, the younger one, did.
Man, that's pretty funny.
I cannot think of his stage name. It's driving me crazy.
All right, that was a lot funnier than I expected.
Yeah, it brings me joy. It's like if you have like a short list of 20 things that will always make you happy. Yeah, that's one of them for me. He was so devastated on the talk show explaining it.
The joys in life.
Yeah, find them where you can.
Yeah.
So back to, and you don't have to go too into detail or whatever, but is there, like you have kids or something? Mm-hmm.
Behind me, the noise?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, we got people in the house.
We're not...
What's up with family?
We're not in a bunker.
Yeah. Dang family, you got to share life with.
Stupid. Ugh. So, is there something you can think of that would make you get divorced from your spouse? And if you want, I can give you my example.
So maybe if she murdered all our kids? I don't.
What if it was just one of them?
Well, that depends on which one. That's because I may be in agreement with it. No.
We've given them plenty of warnings.
I'll tell you what's interesting. This whole thought process, I just don't even think is healthy. I think it's unhealthy. I think it may have some legit application especially if you experience that, but it's so hypothetical. I think it could plant seeds of doubts, of toxicity, where you start looking for clues that, hey, I see a trajectory where maybe she will eventually do this horrible thing that I don't want her to do, and then you start looking for that. And, it's kind of like I said before, wherever you look, that's where you're going. If you look for the bad in somebody, you're going to find it. If you look for the good, you'll find it. Watch Pollyanna. That truth is so spot on. Look it up. Disney, 58 years ago.
Eric's first crush.
Oh yeah, she
Haley
was
Mills.
great. I was crushed because I watched that black and white as a kid, and then my mom revealed, our mom revealed to me, she's like 35, and I was like 8, and I was crushed. I was like, well, I'm gonna get me a cougar then. So anyway, it didn't happen, but.
I think she played Miss Bliss on Saved by the Bell, the teacher.
Anyway, I don't think it's healthy to have this thought experiment. But go on. Where are you going with this?
An example I have of me and my guy, and I've said this before, he's really good. Any metric you can judge a relationship on, I'm winning hands down. He is very considerate, thoughtful, responsible, reliable. It's ridiculous. He's very honest. And I've joked because we don't fight. We don't really argue much. Like, we don't really fight or argue at all. And there's gonna be a day you're gonna see me on Dateline, and I will have no idea. And you'll have all the clips, because I've seen that so many times, and I'm like, how could you not know? But the FBI is going to drag him out of the house because he's an online terrorist or whatever. I don't know. But I am living the preamble of those episodes of Dateline where they had the perfect marriage. Yeah. Everyone thought their relationship was picture perfect.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all were together for 20 years. How did you not know you were married to the BTK killer? Mm-hmm. But somebody didn't know. So that's going to be me one day.
No, it's not. No, it's ridiculous.
It's going to be pretty amazing.
So just because something could happen doesn't mean it will happen. So there's possibility and then there's probability. Is it possible that could happen? Yes. So that's just true. Of course it's possible. Is it probable? Very improbable.
I will say, if he got arrested by the FBI, I don't think I'd be defending him. It might take me a while to break up with him. I'd be like, nah, he did it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see him in jail today.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, and then if you wanted to look at statistics, I mean, how many BTK killers are there?
There's one specifically.
Well, yeah, exactly. But you could do the math, even if you say the category of people that do that, say it's, I don't even know, I'll say 35. Or if you were generous, you could say 100, in the course of the last several decades. Or whatever it is, whatever the math is. A lot more. Okay, say it's 1,000. But if you look at, 7 billion people on the planet, the probability of your exact husband being another person in that category, you have more chances of being struck by lightning and then turned into the Easter Bunny.
But what are the chances of me having a marriage where we don't fight and don't argue and we're just happy to be here together the whole time?
I guess in this day and age, that is very rare. I think you're very blessed.
Yeah,
I think God has blessed you with a great husband, and I encourage you to be thankful and grateful to God.
I am grateful to Jonathan.
Okay.
To my husband.
So Jonathan's your God.
No, he's my favorite guy.
It's good.
But if I had to think of a reason why we would get divorced, it would be extreme financial or romantic infidelity. And by infidelity, I mean no honesty. So if he was just telling me about doing something and we lost any money we had, that would be a decision we made together. If he did something behind our backs that was really jeopardizing, I would even say if he did something behind our backs that made us a lot of money, it would weird me out. I'd be like, dude, why didn't I know about this? That just seems weird for you to be doing stuff like that without me. If he did stuff behind my back financially that ruined our finances, that would be really hard for me, because then it's like I can't trust you, not only in your decision making, but in your communication with me and as a life partner partnering with me. Same thing with adultery. I've joked, I'm like, if he came back from work one day and was like, listen, the craziest thing happened. Me and Susan were making jokes. We always joke a lot. I see her once in a blue moon. It got weird. We went to a supply closet.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened like that, but you're my life partner, so I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I just fooled around with somebody, and I had no intention of doing it when I showed up to work that day. It kind of happened and got away from me, and I could not wait to tell you because you're my life partner. If that's not the conversation we have, and I find out about it, I'd flip a table.
So this makes me want to say probably the number one platitude, principle, virtue, whatever you want to call it, that I think everyone should just latch onto, and it's this. I say this all the time. I probably say this more than I say anything in the world. The root of all conflict comes from unmet expectations. So to mitigate that conflict, just voice and communicate expectations and then get clarification as needed. If you just, for anybody in marriage, if you know what is the number one thing that is a concern or priority, like you said, financial infidelity or just, if you need transparency on your finances and all the ventures that you're doing, and you need to voice that if that's your number one thing. And then that way they can understand that and they can try to meet that. But to assume they can read your mind, that's you're setting yourself up for unmet expectation equals conflict.
Another thing that I strongly believe in, and it's really hard to do, but since 2013, I've gone through like bouts of depression and a bunch of crazy stuff. Whenever I'm doing something, I think I wouldn't want to tell my spouse about. He might be disappointed. It might make him worry. It might make him, crap, that's my wife. Ugh. Hey, I was doing this all day. I didn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair to him to have an agreement with somebody when the reality is different than what you thought it was.
Yeah.
So anytime I'm doing anything, whether it's buying something stupid or, whatever. Oh, I'm stopping to get fast food on the way home or whatever it is. It's like, oh man, he'd think that's, irresponsible or whatever. Or, we have food at home. He's very frugal.
Yeah.
Then I'm more inclined to be like, hey, I just did this.
Yeah.
That way he's loving me every day, knowing exactly who I am.
Yeah.
This isn't even what I'm going to cry about.
Bless it. Bless the baby.
I'm a baby. I'm a big girl.
I think we all love our spouse in different ways, but we want to impress them. We want to make them proud. We don't want to disappoint them. But the cool thing about marriage is that commitment, is that loyalty, is that, hey, no matter what, we're going to work it out.
Yeah.
It's not, you got to stay up to, make sure my hand's in there, make sure you're performing to some certain level to earn their love. It's not about that.
Yeah.
It's as our vows always say, it's in sickness or in health. It's for richer or for poor. It's for good times and the bad times. And, I like this, something that I think Mike Huckabee said this. Do you know who Mike Huckabee is?
Barely.
Yeah,
I couldn't pick him out of the lineup, but I'm familiar with him.
I think he may even be our current ambassador to Israel. I want to say that's true. Anyway,
I haven't heard his name in 15 years.
Yeah, he used to. He ran for president several terms ago. I really liked him.
Yeah, I remember you liking him.
Anyway, what did he say? I think when he was running for president, they asked him something about maybe roles in marriage, like husbands and wives, and but he ended up saying a statement that I was like, oh man, that is gold. He said, a lot of people think, but roles between a husband and a wife, it's got to be a 50-50 type scenario. He said it is not 50-50. It's got to be 100-100. Both people go all in and to make it work, because that's what it takes to make it work. and I've had discussions with my wife, and we're on the same page with this. We know there's some days where I don't. Not only can I not do 100, not only can I not do 50, I can only do 10% today. I need her to at least do the other 90 just to make it work. I'm going through a patch. I'm going through a season, and she knows it's a season, and that's what it takes, and she's willing to do that, and I'm willing to do the same. And I think in life, as long as you know that and have each other, have that expectation, and know it's seasonal, just lean in and make it work, because it will work if you choose to make it work. It will. Yeah.
Last thing I'll say about marriage.
Yeah.
Then we'll get back to the thought experiment. I think you have to be 100% independent before you can be an asset in a codependent relationship. And the example I give my nieces and nephews whenever I'm talking to them is, just because you don't have a reason to break up doesn't mean you're destined to be together forever. So not having a reason to break up does not equal marriage, life partner, or soulmate. Sometimes things are just comfortable and you haven't been in a place to test things. And when you're getting married, you're not saying this is the last person I want to make out with. You're saying, if tomorrow they got into a massive wreck and were quadriplegic and needed sponge baths and round-the-clock medical care, that's me.
Yeah.
I will, with no benefit to myself going forward.
Yeah.
I will sponge bathe them. I'll make sure they eat. I'll do the muscle exercises. I'll get them to the doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, this is the last person I want to kiss the tongue. So you just have to go in expecting to pick up their slack.
Hey, let me do a commercial.
Yeah.
Heather and I went on a date last night, and we went to see. She got movie tickets to go see Solo Mio. I think that's the name of it. It's kind of a weird name.
Never heard of it.
I think that's Italian for I'm by myself. But anyway, it's got I'm going blank on the dang star's name. Man, I'm not good at commercials. But anyway, look it up. It's really good. It was really funny. Oh, and Jesus is in it.
Okay, that might be why I haven't heard of
it. the guy that plays Jesus in The Chosen.
Chris isn't.
He's in it, and what's funny is he actually gets drunk in this movie, and it's kind of weird, but it is actually hilarious. But anyway, it actually expresses a point. I don't want to do. I think it kind of alludes this in all the trailers and all the commercials. So I hope I'm not spoiling this. But he gets left at an altar, and but as he talks to, I'm going to ruin this movie.
Spoiler alert! Skip ahead
if
you don't want to hear the ending to Solo Mio.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna spoil it. Whatever. Go watch the movie though. It's still good. It's still gonna be good if you watch it and know this. But they were a little bit older when they got engaged, and then he was like around 50, and she left because she got scared and left him at the altar, and then she came back trying to reconcile, and he's like, listen, I realized we were both getting married just because we were afraid of being alone, not because we were committed and loved each other and were best for each other. We were running. You're doing it under an operation of fear rather than of love. And if you can realize that in anything in life, man, that's good. That's good, man. That our Olive Branch podcast talks about politics. Same thing, man. Same thing. If you're operating under a spirit of fear, you're doing it wrong. You got it. It's the motive and drive has to be out of love, and you'll see it's a game changer. So, anyway, watch Solo Mio. It's great.
All right. If you can't think of a good example for your wife,
I don't want to. I just don't want to.
What's a reason you would cut out a brother?
Cut out a brother
of your life. Cut him off completely.
You can't. We have other siblings. They're probably going to watch this. And what if
they won't?
They won't. I'll say this. I have a brother that whatever. Let's just be transparent. Really was kind of a factor for the thrust to start this podcast is because I have a brother that I cannot talk politics with at all. He generally, I mean, if you use like very hateful terms, which I used, like the term Trump, that immediately turned him into the Incredible Hulk, and he started getting green skin, and he was about Hulk smash.
I'm not a fan myself, but.
And I was like, something's off. That was like, that's probably a good exaggeration, not even an exaggeration, but a good amplified example of where America's going. I'm like, we need to be able to have just in discussion, just basic adult discussion on issues, and without turning into the Hulk and smashing people, and without getting a gun and shooting people. We got to do better. So, bottom line, I thought about blacklisting that brother, and just to make my life easier, because it seemed like he would interject and bait me with political discussions that would just blow up. It would be fireworks immediately after.
And you felt like it was the intention to
antagonize,
to draw the line in the sand, just to start the conflict.
Yeah, and it's like somebody just walking up, pushing you, saying, "Let's start a fight."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a grown man. I don't need that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
And that makes Thanksgivings and Christmases and other family events very awkward. So that's what made me think we got to get a better way. And I'm like, what is the better way? I don't know. Well, let's talk about it. Let's see if we can. It's going to take compromise. It's going to take improvise. It's not my way or the highway. You're wrong. That's not going to get us anywhere. So, but I'll tell you the victory is we end up doing sibling movie night. Mm-hmm. And so now I got 4 siblings that we get together once a month and we watch movies and we just talk about the movies. We pretty much have now a silent rule. We don't talk politics. We just don't even bring it up. We just don't even bring it up because it's too inflammatory.
This past movie night, one of our siblings did make a joke, are we watching the Melania movie?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't.
But what's funny is, yeah. Yeah, so that did happen. So we need to get on to him about that.
No, it was fine.
Okay.
I think it was as close as we should get.
It did rile up.
Without poking a bear.
It did rile up another individual a little bit.
Well, yeah, and the thing that I think was an issue was they made a sarcastic remark like, oh yeah, I've seen it 3 times or whatever. And then people were like, wait, did you really see it? Oh yeah, I've seen it 3 times. It's like, but did you really see it? Like, the way you're responding, I can't tell if you're being snarky and sarcastic.
Yeah.
But I have a genuine question if you actually saw it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't really know what it's about. I don't even know who pushed it out. If it was right, because it could be right wing, it could be left wing to trasher. I actually didn't know enough about it to even know that, because if it was the latter, then he probably has seen it 3 times. So, yeah. Anyway, I think it's good and healthy with family if you have known conflicts of interest, such as politics. Man, just pull the emergency brake. Your relationship with them as family is so much more important than talking about what leaders do and what different governments do in different parts of the country or parts of the world. It's really, bring it down. Bring it down a notch. Bring it down. Talk about the home front. Talk about your marriage. Talk about your kids. Talk about sports. Talk about, you just don't go there. You're not ready for it. You can't handle it. I think of it like this. I'll give you 2 examples. I told my wife last night, because I got diagnosed with, last year I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I had some vices.
Just so weird.
Yeah. Well, I did have some vices, and I can do a whole episode on that.
Yeah, but you still looked mostly like you do now.
Yeah, but I broke my system. Essentially, what type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance. So you had too much... your blood sugar is just constantly too high, constantly pushing out the hormone insulin, and then your body's getting resistant to it. So then it's not working as effectively, so it puts more.
Yeah.
And it's like a perpetual vicious cycle. I broke my system being irresponsible on my diet, trying to see what I can get away with, and I messed it up. Anyway, but for example, like this. So I'm trying to get my blood sugar down to totally reverse type 2 diabetes. And I will. I guarantee you I will. I'm dead set on it. And I'm real close. Because I went 3 months. I dropped my A1C. In 3 months, I dropped it from a 10 plus. And any of you that know type 2 diabetes and blood sugar, this is cray. But it was 10 plus, dropped it down to 6 in 3 months with just diet and exercise and no medication. My doctor was like, what? You did, huh? You keep doing what you're doing. But technically, I'm in the pre-diabetic range because 5.5 is the A1C that you need to get to. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping the next time I go again, it'll, and I actually go in a couple of weeks to verify that. Anyway, but my conversation was this. I did my blood sugar last night, and it was just a little high. It'd been a few hours since I've eaten, but I thought it would be a little lower. And bottom line is, we're like, what did I eat today? The only carbs that were really suspect was like I did a Greek yogurt, and I put different things in there. I put a full banana. That'll spike your blood sugar. It's healthy, but it still will spike your blood sugar. I also put some chia seeds. It's got some carbs, but it also has some fiber, so it kind of cancels out. But it still technically has carbs. And then I also put a squirt of honey. Maybe a tablespoon, approximately a tablespoon of honey. We have bees here, so I like my honey. Now, all this is very good. If God created it, it's probably fantastic to absorb and for your body. However, I'm trying to reverse type 2 diabetes. And even though those foods are good and healthy in general, for my application, it may be too much. For example, here's the analogy I told her. Like working out, doing a bench press. That's great. That's great for your pectoral muscles. It's great, your triceps, your shoulders. It's great exercise. However, if you have a torn pectoral muscle, you need to hold off on doing bench press. You need to let that heal. So you need to calm down, back off. I'm not doing that exercise. Likewise, while I'm trying to reverse this insulin resistance situation, I need to calm down. I've cut back on a bunch of crazy carbs that I was doing. But even though it's healthy, I need to pull back a little bit more to give my body the rest it needs to recover for that situation. So, why in the world am I talking about that?
I would have to rewind it. I forgot how we got on
here. Here's the deal. Maybe this is the application. So likewise, if you have a family, a relationship, if you're hurting in that area, pull back. Don't exhaust it. Don't exasperate it. Give it time to rest, to heal, and be intentional to focus on what you have in common. It's so funny now, like me and my brother in question, we talk about movies and chess all the time. We play chess almost constantly on our phones against each other online. And our conversation is so much more supportive, loving, friendlier. It's just night and day from what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, my agenda is to not blacklist my brother. I'm not going to. I'm going to work it out. That's my goal. I don't want to think about all the hypotheticals of why I would get rid of them. So
you don't want to exercise your thoughts?
I don't think it's healthy. I think these thoughts are bad thoughts to have. And let me give you a little bit more insight to that. In our Bible, forget the exact Bible verse, but it says to take your thoughts captive. Mm-hmm. Essentially, the expression I like to say is, an open window is good, but you keep a screen on it to keep the bugs out. To me, that thought process is a bug. It gets you going down a path of thinking negative, and it plants seeds of toxicity that could take root, and then you start to look for, hey, remember I already drew the line and said this was my deal breaker for them. They did this little thing. I wonder if that's them starting to show that they're going to be that eventually. I'm going to keep an eye on them. They're suspect. And then it's just a negative way of looking at it. I don't think it's healthy. So I refuse to do it.
All right. My last thought process experiment, which I wanted the first two to be examples, and maybe that's a difference between both of us.
Yeah.
In general, that maybe we should address at some time is...
Well, I think it's just a great example of what we talked about, worldviews, what lens you look through the world, everybody has certain guardrails that they put on their life, on marriage, on whatever. I mean, some people, everybody knows that they have their own challenges. You know, they make sure they don't put themselves in situations that that make them uncomfortable or make them, you know, like some people, I don't like driving at night, so they don't drive at night. Yeah. You know, some people know I can't have a beer because if I have one beer, I'm having a case of beers, and everybody knows their limits. And and I guess it coincides with my Christian faith because I'm sure I can substantiate it biblically of how to look at life. But these negative hypotheticals, to me, are not healthy at all. They are going to put fuel on the fire for your anxiety and depression, definitely. And I can expound on that too. And it sounds like we're about to. So, but I want to hear what your intro is.
There is a quote that you made me think of that you won't entertain the hypothetical. And I can't remember what the beginning of it is, but it's like, it takes a wise man to entertain a thought without agreeing with it or something like that. And it's basically like there are people who I can completely understand what this person's thinking mentally without siding with them at all.
Yeah.
And the fact that you won't do a hypothetical is weird. Whenever I find that quote, we'll know that it doesn't apply to Eric.
Yeah.
Do you think there could be a piece of information that you could get that would make you dislike Trump?
If that's all you got, of course.
What do you think it could be?
So could be versus which is possibility, which means anything is possible. I guess within reason, depending on your perception, because you know some people are like, well, if we find that he is actually a fallen angel, or he's the child of the Nephilim, which is where there's a Bible story that talks about fallen angels coming and having sex with earthly women and then creating these giants, and then you know. I mean, so what's possible versus what's probable is totally different. So is your question what is possible that could make me not like Trump, or what is probable, or what?
Either one.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's weird speculation. That I don't know. I don't have a list of things that like I want to pull from a list of concerns that I have in my bag already. But because of the way I operate, because I'm coming at it from more of a Pollyanna viewpoint, I'm looking for the good. I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving some grace. Most of my critique and judgment, all that energy and mind power I have for critique is redirected at myself, so I can try to be the best version of myself. I'm hard enough to keep in line. I'm definitely not going to keep Trump in line. I'm definitely not. People outside of this avatar, outside of this body, I cannot control at all. None.
Well, and my question is not to control him, but what do you think would tamper your fandom of him?
Well, so to me, I just don't like the question. I think it should be more, because it sounds accusatory to a person, like I'm judging them without evidence, and it just goes against my nature. It just I just don't like it. Now, I'm trying to appease you and tell you what would work with me. If you said, hey, for a president of the United States in general, what are some criteria that you are a fan of, that you like? What are some characteristics that you would dislike and make you not like that president? Now that I can answer.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that help?
You can do that if you want.
Okay, so to say what I wouldn't like in a president is, well, Joe Biden. Everything, just anything about Joe Biden. No. Um, I mean, the things I like about Trump is the way, like he's been a man of his word, and he said he was going to fix the immigration issue. He made fun of Kamala Harris for, did I say her name right?
Kamala, yeah.
You
said it right.
Kamala. She was, apparently stamped the border czar. I'm sure that may be misinformation, but
I don't know about that.
Okay, but essentially, I mean, she was interviewed not even going down there. She's like hadn't even been to the border for like years or something. It's like, or been there once, and the immigration was just illegal immigration was rampant under the Biden regime. Under the Biden presidency, and so he's a man of his word. So I guess the opposite, if somebody's not a man of their word, if they say, hey, I'm going to do this to kind of, hey, this will get votes if I say this, but they really don't have an agenda to do something. A lot of things that people have accused Trump of, is this what you voted for? And there's so many things. There's the first year of his presidency is just off the hook of all the changes, and essentially he did everything in his power to dismantle the woke movement with DEI and things of that nature. So a lot of people wanted that. So he did do what he campaigned on. Mm-hmm. But I think it's very common for people to campaign, but they really don't even do anything to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll start with that for a quick answer. What's next?
So you can't think of anything that would make you not like him?
No.
And this is like hypothetical.
Okay, so
a quote from him: "I could go shoot somebody in the street and wouldn't lose any followers." Could he do
that? And me not like him, or him not lose any followers. But bottom line, he would lose followers, and that would definitely raise suspicion. Now,
raise suspicion.
It would definitely raise suspicion.
It's interesting that you don't have.
I don't know. I don't have any agenda to blacklist people. You're talking to somebody. One of the reasons I wanted to start this podcast is because I abhor the cancel culture, and it's kind of like you're saying, "Hey, how can I get you to embrace the cancel culture mentality? How can we cancel somebody? How can we blacklist somebody?" That is totally contrary to my heart. I want people to stop doing that. I want people to realize we all live life and we're not perfect. We are not perfect. And if you think the President of the United States is perfect, we're back to the root of all conflict. It's unmet expectations. You have a bad expectation for a human being in a very powerful position. I have no agenda to blacklist anybody. I want people to learn, to grow, and to repent. That's part of the Christian faith, is acknowledging, you know what, I used to believe this, I had this understanding, and you know what, I even knew better, but I did wrong anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm repenting of that. I'm turning from that. Repentance means to turn from that decision, that sin, that practice, that mentality, whatever. You're turning from it and turning towards God. And even from a atheist perspective, you can still I think that practice can still happen.
Yeah.
You can turn from something that you know is wrong or not beneficial or not value added and turn towards a better way. And you know what? I think people should be applauded when they do that. They should be applauded, not canceled. They should be applauded. So, anyway.
So you would never associate a person or a group or an entity as something to turn away from?
Well, no, there's so what do you mean? Like turn away? Like what?
You said if somebody realizes that something is destructive or not beneficial or not value added,
yeah,
or in your words, ungodly,
yeah,
they should be applauded for turning away from it.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't think, but you also are pro people redeeming and non-cancel culture. So you don't think humans can qualify as the thing to turn away from or separate yourself from if it's ungodly or...
So you're, okay, is your question is because I'm anti-cancel culture, you're saying is there no group that you would cancel? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of.
Okay, like the only thing that feels right to cancel, I'll say in general, terrorists. You know, if you've got terrorists that want to fly into the Twin Towers and knock it down, this group is, I'm cool with canceling them. But I also realize I'm not the standard. I don't know if that's right or wrong per se. I almost feel a little shaky making that statement because I feel like I'm judging. I'm not the judge.
Yeah.
That's another Christian tenet is I'm not the judge. God is the judge. Jesus Christ will be on the throne at the judgment seat of Christ to judge all. Now that actually is for believers, but he will judge all people whether they've done good or bad, good or evil. They will judge and be held accountable for every action. And then there's the great white throne judgment, where Jesus Christ himself is on the throne again, and he's judging all humans by their deeds. But the result there for people who don't have him as their Lord and Savior, they will be destroyed in the second death, which is hell in the lake of fire. That's a whole nother Sunday school lesson. But you know, to me, I don't have much patience like as far as understanding my personal pet, if we call them pet peeves, you know, things that I think are just abhorred, are like pedophiles, and then people who take advantage of people in sex rings, you know, sex slaves, human traffickers. You know, I've had different small groups get together, and just for like an icebreaker, I'll say, you know, what two superpowers do you wish you had, and how would you use them? You know, me, I would like to have, say, invulnerability, you know, so I'm totally invulnerable, like the Incredible Hulk or maybe Thor or whoever. And then another power would be like telekinesis, you know, where I can control things with my mind. And I would just walk straight into a sex trafficking camp. Just walk in. They can shoot me with machine guns, whatever. And then I just grab them with my mind and body slam them on the ground, and then, you know, take their guns away from them and turn to them and shoot them.
Yeah.
You know, in God's mercy.
Yeah.
I would shoot them dead, and then I come in, and then I release all the people being. Yeah, this world's jacked up. It's wicked. Sin is kicking so many people's butt. It's kicking so many people's butt because sin, you know, I'm actually doing a book study right now of sin. I think it's called "What is Wrong with This Dang World." I threw the "dang" in. It didn't say that, but Tim Keller, it's a deceased not priest, pastor in New York City, but it's a book about sin. And, you know, let me just do a quick blurb about it. what's the difference? So what is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. It's essentially doing if you look at the actual Greek word, it means to miss the mark. It's the delta. It's the distance between the bullseye, which is, I'll call it holiness, but in righteousness, which sounds very spiritual or churchy, but it's like the perfect right thing, And then so sin is the delta. It's where you miss the mark. It's where you're off course. People love their sin. You know why? Because sin feeds the flesh. It feels good. It's usually anything that feels that's very selfish. Some people's like fornication. Which is all sex outside the bonds of marriage. Well, why does God have that? I mean, think about it. He's your creator. Mm-hmm. He's your maker. He designed you. He knows everything about the human body. He knows when you practice fornication, you are planting seeds of distrust and shame and doubt that will bear fruit in your current relationship and in ones to follow. I think that's a very true statement that everybody, if they did some soul searching, were like, yeah. If I didn't have all that in my current relationship, it'd be stronger. It'd be easier. I wouldn't have these doubts and these things I have to overcome. My whole point is this: God knows this. If He says this is a sin, He's saying don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't make life harder than it needs to be. But my point, the main thing I wanted to say about sin, what's the difference between big sin and little sin?
According to the Bible, there isn't.
Well, okay, so I like it. I think that's correct. So I'm really tying into people's worldview. I think everybody probably thinks of big sin versus little sin. Mm-hmm. Here's an example. That I think I'll say the world or unbelievers may frown on how the church responds. So, like if people go to if they're boycotting homosexual marriage, and you can probably get a good number of Christians to come to that protest. Do you know why? Because they don't struggle with homosexuality. It's easy to protest against it. Now, if you said, hey, come out and protest adultery or lying mm-hmm. or cheating on your taxes, they ain't coming to that because that hits too close to home.
Yeah.
My point is this: the difference between big sin and little sin, most people's perspective, big sin, well, that's what you do. Little sin, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And they think that their sin is indeed little. It's my little private thing. It's my little something other. It's none. Don't worry about that. It's my little thing in the back. It ain't hurting anybody. And they're lying to themselves because it is hurting somebody. But that little sin, mm-hmm. their little pet sin will grow into a monster that will destroy their whole life. So that's why you got to repent from it to keep it from taking hold and just ruining your world. Scripture teaches that Satan roars about like a lion trying to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to destroy my life, my marriage, my health, my everything. And sin is what is the power to do that. I think of a very extreme example. It may be too extreme for people because they can't relate to it because it's so extreme, but it kind of illustrates a point. Ted Bundy. Mm-hmm. Ted Bundy is known for being probably the worst monster this world's ever had. Probably very arguable, but
yeah. He made the list.
He made the list. If you're even arguable, if you're to be in that category, to be in the short list, you're pretty dang bad. But I mean, of what we know of him, he was a very handsome man, very articulate, very charming, very educated.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up in a home family of faith that went to church. He was interviewed before his execution by Dr. James Dobson,
mm-hmm.
and asked him about his progression.
I didn't know about him growing up in a family of faith.
Mm-hmm. He started at a young age with pornography.
I was going to say, what I know, to my knowledge, is his mom left him with her dad for the first few years of his life. And that dad had like severe pornography problems and stuff.
Yeah. So he stumbles across some porn, and it latches onto him. He latches onto it. That practice happens for a while, and that's the whole thing about sin is we think it's just one little sin, but sin grows. As soon as to hide sin usually requires lying and deceit, which is an amplification of sin. Now it's grown into other areas of your life, and that just keeps growing. If you tell one lie, you have to tell another lie to cover up that lie, and then your whole life is a lie. And then his porn transitioned into violent porn.
Yeah.
And then he hid that for a long period of time. And then he got to the point where he told Dr. Dobson the fantasy wasn't sufficient. He needed to actually participate.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you got the string of horrific murder, rape, and violence.
Yeah.
And he's one of the worst monsters this world is aware of. And it started with, this is my little pet sin that nobody needs to know about.
Yeah.
And the deal is, if you don't intentionally shine light on it, that's what Scripture says. If you read John chapter 3, most people know John 3:16, most famous Bible verse in the world. For God so loved the world, He gave His only Son. If you look down in that passage, John chapter 3, men love darkness rather than light, for their deeds were evil. The deal is, if you have anything in your life, it's one thing to be kind of private. Hey, I don't want to be real transparent. I don't want to tell everybody my business. I mean, that's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But if you specifically have a deed that you believe is sin, and you're afraid to shine light on it, be careful. It's going to bite you. That little pet sin will grow up and devour you.
If you can't tell your spouse about it, you shouldn't be doing it. And that's more the reason you should tell your spouse.
Yeah. That's a great statement. I'll say this. Man, this is me being vulnerable. This is about 20 years ago. I dabbled into some porn.
Mm-hmm.
And little pet sin, didn't want to, but I noticed how it started changing my mindset. So it's one thing to, I could justify having fantasy about girls that I don't know.
Yeah.
But then I noticed in my circle of life with real relationships, real friendships.
Objectifying people that you normally wouldn't have thought of like that?
Yes. And I knew that was wrong and inappropriate. Jesus says if you look upon a woman to lust after her, you've committed adultery in your heart. So it's a heart issue.
Mm-hmm.
My heart was being corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm trying to justify it, lie to myself, but I'll say that the Holy Spirit was convicting me. This is just wrong. This is not healthy. This is not good. And I prayed for God to give me freedom over it. So God led me to get an accountability partner, somebody I could confide in. And you just mentioned, if you can't tell your spouse, that's what I did. I felt led to share with my spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And she was pretty aggressive and upset at first. It didn't go very well immediately. She actually slammed several of our wedding pictures on the ground, and it was a situation. And then she asked me some questions, and I knew I need to shine light on this. I'm not sweeping this behind me. I'm going to answer these hard questions. Mm-hmm. And then when I did, what's crazy is as mad as she was and as upset as she was with the whole situation, by me answering those hard questions and being transparent, being vulnerable, and showing I am repenting, mm-hmm. I am getting right with God, I'm getting right with you. I'm correct. I'm walking away from this in the light. She knew it was hard. She knew, and I noticed her trust level just jumped up a lot.
Yeah.
Just by me going through that process. You know, and she was an excellent accountability partner, asking me, bothering me with all kinds of questions all the time. But it's what I needed.
Yeah.
And that's a great example of marriage, giving it 100, and sometimes that's the 100 you got to lean in and give to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, your Sunday school teacher comes out a lot, and you jump through different life lessons about God.
Yeah.
And keep going down further tangents.
Yeah. Is that good or bad?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Now, when my wife says it's fine, I know it's not fine. So
I have to tell my husband all the time, I promise this isn't a marriage trick. If I tell you I don't care, I don't care.
So you said you were going to talk about you being a psychopath. You just keep asking me weird questions, weird hypothetical questions. When are you going to be a psychopath?
I'll go ahead and tell you. I don't know how much I'm going to get into it. Just mostly because we're kind of far on time.
Okay.
But,
how far are we into it? Do we know?
An hour and 24 minutes.
Dang. Okay. All right, let's go. What you got?
So, last Saturday, I was convulsively crying.
Aww.
And devastated all day.
Aww.
It got better. Actually, I lied. I got better around lunch. But, I just woke up gone. And me and my guy ended up having a good date day and stuff. And it was better after I hung up with him.
Yeah.
But I basically had to be a psycho and just bawl my eyes out for a few hours that morning.
Aww.
And I talked to Mom about it. And this is where I was at then. I've kind of gone back and forth since then. It was regarding you.
What? What? Oh, about me in my text about...
No, it wasn't about a text message.
Oh, what?
It was the Epstein files came out.
Oh.
And a lot of stuff came out.
Okay.
And my thought process was, I don't know if I could maintain a friendly relationship if someone is still defending a pedophile predator.
Okay.
And I think I bawled my eyes out for a few hours, mourning the loss of if I have to cut off my family.
Oh. Oh.
And I talked to Mom about it, and I was just a psycho for a while, and I was heartbroken and devastated.
Yeah.
Just anticipating if all this comes to light, and they're still are a Trump fan.
So is Trump on the list?
100,000 times, 5,300 times.
Are you serious?
Yes. There are emails of, and that's something I was wanting to say. If you don't know anything about it, which I imagine you don't.
I don't.
Which is weird when you get superpowers. First thing you do is go stop pedophile rings. And then when I say, have you heard about the Epstein files? You're like, I'm not interested. Is it because you don't have superpowers and it would make you mad to know it's right over there and you can't do anything about it?
Yeah.
Or is it cognitive dissonance that could be something to tarnish my worldview, so I avoid it?
Who knows? I don't think it's that.
When Trump first got elected, you and your wife both said he's going to release the Epstein files, and that was a big thing for you.
There was a short stretch where I was interested in Epstein, and I actually watched a documentary on him that was released like several years ago. And I can't remember if that was before or after his suicide. But anyway, at the end of the day, you are more important to me than my devotion or loyalty to the current president of the United States. If you want me to hate him, I will hate him. That's it.
I don't want you to hate him because I say so. I need to know morally you would not want to support somebody like that.
Yeah. So I guess this is part of this whole discussion, and maybe it is cognitive dissonance. But even if there is 5,300 pieces of evidence of Trump being a pedophile with Epstein right now, because there's so much misinformation.
The files were on the DOJ website. You could download the PDF of. There's like 10,000 videos and 3 million pages.
You're saying there's video evidence of Trump?
There's not. I don't know. No, they actually redacted the offenders.
Okay.
But you got to see some naked victims, so that's good.
Okay.
They definitely got some blowback for how the videos were censored. So that's fine to have in the video, but you didn't keep anyone's faces or.
Yeah. No, I'm not unrestrictedly committed and loyal to Donald J. Trump. I'm not. I am unrestrictedly loyal to you. That's true. That's what you need to know.
Thank you.
That's right. Come here, baby. Come here, you big stupid. You big stupid crybaby.
Yeah. But yeah, I couldn't reconcile it for the day. I was like, if I guess 3 out of my 4 brothers are still defending them after stuff comes out, I don't know that I could act like it's not an issue.
I guess so. If any type of logic to this, like so this is full transparency. When I sent you a text and said I'm not interested in the Epstein files, but whatever.
Yeah.
Meaning if you want to talk about it, we can.
Yeah.
I just don't have any drive.
Yeah.
And I think I just got worn out because didn't he? Did he? I'm trying to figure the math. Did he commit suicide in 2019?
It was during Trump's first presidency, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at my watch like it says the year. It don't say the year. It's 2026. So if you do the math, around 7 years ago, Epstein Files has been in the news for the last 7 years. Or if maybe eight, because before when he first got arrested and all that. I'm just and what do they say? Nothing. They never say anything. It's all speculation. Like you're saying, they're redacted, blacked out this. I'm just tired of it. It's just like, how many times you got to cry wolf? So I'm really not trying to defend Trump. I'm not defending Trump.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm tired of them going, hey, we got some juicy news. And they don't. They don't have it.
There's a lot of very damning and offensive things in there that have come out.
So, as far as my skewed echo chamber news feed, I have heard a lot of very damaging things against Bill Clinton. But
you know what Bill Clinton said? We should talk about it in an open hearing, and we should address the Epstein files.
Okay.
And every liberal I've ever seen has been like, if Bill Clinton is a pedophile, prison. If Bill Gates, prison. Donald Trump, prison. And if you don't have the same response to all these, you're not against pedophilia. You're against political party.
I agree. Olive branch.
No,
I was trying to.
I was giving you a fist bump.
The name of the podcast is the olive branch. It's not fist bump.
It's not tater.
All right. Okay. Guess what? I'm committing to hate Donald Trump all day.
Thanks.
Just for you.
Like today specifically?
Today, I hate him.
Screw that guy. No.
In your honor, I'm filling my heart full of hate.
Oh.
I kind of feel like this goes against my Christian faith somehow, but you know what? For you, I'm doing it.
I appreciate that. I respect your Christian culture. You respect my atheist, fill your heart with hate culture.
Okay.
No, if you'd be okay with it, which I even said when I was talking to Mom when I had the breakdown. I was like, I've only seen like clips and headlines of stuff, but it's crazy offensive, and I haven't fact checked it for myself to find out if it's an official source or what have you. And but if you would be okay, I may go through the Epstein files and just get screenshots and stuff and just go over it.
It's fine with me. Yeah. I'm not.
Do you want to hear a conspiracy scary thing I saw on the internet that made me sad?
Yes.
So it was just somebody posted a tweet like, so all of the rich oligarchy parties of going to islands and going to mansions and having a bunch of kids flown in to everyone pick and choose who they're having sex with.
Pause. Are you quoting Bernie Sanders?
No.
Because Bernie Sanders is the only politician I know that uses the term oligarchy. And I've seen a clip where he does this clip. They show for the last 20 years, he has said the same like conspiracy theory, like it's brand new. His delivery has not changed for 20 years. And something another, the oligarchy. We gotta find it and show it sometime.
I'll try to find that clip and put it in here.
But he says it like he's saying it for the first time every year.
If I can, I'll get like 3 or 4 clips if I'm doing it over the years.
Anyway, tell me more about the oligarchy. What is an oligarchy? Surely nobody knows what that is.
Oligarchy is people in power stay in power and keep power from other people. It's usually the wealthy or what have you.
Yeah. So it's code for Illuminati.
Kinda.
Okay.
But it's an official power structure of a government.
Yeah.
No, but the hundreds of billionaire, millionaire pedophiles that indulged in all these parties and these events multiple times a year, they didn't go away when Epstein got arrested. Who's running it now? That's a wild thing to think about.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it does kind of seem like, well, Epstein got outed, so solved that problem.
Well.
But nobody quit being a drug addict. You know? Yeah. Like, if they still have that itch and they have the resources and they have the cabal of people that...
So, I'm actually a big fan of conspiracy theories. I just find them entertaining. One I heard last night that's not new. It's just resurrecting, no pun intended, even though it's a Christian, the premise of the whole Christian faith.
Yeah.
Resurrecting one from, I guess, 2020. Or maybe it was actually, this was actually advertised through an anonymous email the night before Epstein's suicide. I saw this on the
internet.
Yeah, I'm going blank on his name, the Benny something show. I'm going blank. But anyway, what it was is it was the guard saying he was actually taken out of his cell. Epstein was taken out of his cell the not triage, to the
medical ward or something.
Yeah, medical nursing station or something. They interviewed the nurses. Not a single one saw Epstein that night. And then he was taking out a military van is how they described it, mm-hmm. which is weird. But it came into the prison, not during normal hours for taking a prisoner out, and they waved him through, and he got in, and he got left, and then they showed comparison of actual Epstein versus like a profile, and then the few blurred pictures that were available of him, when he's dead. And how the nose doesn't fit. They brought in a dead body. The conspiracy is they brought in a dead body but Epstein's out doing fine. Is the conspiracy? Who knows? They said he hung himself, but I didn't get an exact measurement. But they said the ceilings are so short. I mean,
and I think it was tied to like the headboard of his bed or something.
Yeah.
Which is like 4 feet off the ground or 3 feet off the ground.
He would have to raise his legs to hang himself. So anyway, who knows? Who knows? And when you get that powerful, especially if you have legit blackmail on the most powerful people on the planet, to have a prison break, scheduled and set, mm-hmm. Probably not too far-fetched.
Another dumb, meme kind of conspiracy thing was, so there's been hundreds of names leaked in the Epstein files of rich and powerful people in the cabal, and literally the only person serving jail time is a woman. Patriarchy.
Oh, man, that's a funny statement. If you don't know this girl right here, not only does she co-host a very unknown podcast, she also does all the editing. I don't do any of it.
Also, I don't know how to edit, so I apologize to you guys. I'm doing my best.
We've gotten so much better, though. I think the lighting, the sound. Man, we've had so many boogers to flick from the first recordings where just things were shaky and off.
Yeah, that was what I had to come apart about last week.
Yeah, sorry.
Worrying my brothers would side with pedophiles and I wouldn't be able to look them in the face.
I'm not siding with pedophiles. I'm against them. I already said it. Especially if
Hot take, people.
Especially...
pedophiles, bad.
And my resistance towards the pedophiles amplifies exponentially when I am invulnerable and have telekinesis. True statement. Can't argue that. Hey, let me just say one more thing that it's a tangent, and it's like the church spin that you accuse me of. I'm actually feeling really good right now about getting control of tripping over anxiety and worry, like you're talking about. I think everybody can relate to that. I think everybody can struggles with that to a certain degree. I don't like how Big Pharma wants to medicalize everybody's worries or depression. I don't think every situation calls for medication at all. I think we need to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah.
One of the a Christian element in the Bible, it teaches don't worry about tomorrow. Every day has enough worry of its own, has its own troubles. That sounds good, but man, isn't that hard and impossible to actually practice? I mean, if you got legit things in your life, they're real, and it's hard to not be concerned about them. But I'm just trying to focus on the premise. Have you heard the premise that, essentially, this is a bad way of saying it, I'm butchering it. There's no such thing as the past or the future. All you have is the present. Mm-hmm. I mean, essentially, the past is nothing tangible that you can grab. It's always a memory.
Yeah.
And it's all it'll ever be is a memory. It's just a thought. It's your recollection of it. And the future is just, it's all hypothetical. It's all possibility. It's your imagination of tomorrow or the next day. And that's not real either. All you have is the present. And what's interesting is all you will ever have is the present.
Yeah.
And this is kind of deep, but I'm trying to really dig into that. I'm trying to really dig in to the point where if I got things that I'm worried about and concerned about, I'm like, is that today? Is that on my plate today? And it just helps me break free from that.
Yeah.
So, I'll tie it to this. It's February, but I did a New Year's resolution. I don't think I told you this. I did two New Year's resolutions.
What are they?
One is I'm repenting of analysis paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
I am that. I'll have like this to-do list app, and I just spend so much time updating my to-do list, and I'm telling you, it's got hundreds of things on it in different categories. I got stuff at work, at home, at church, my personal life. It's just all these different categories, and I spend so much time changing the priority, updating the suspense, deleting things, adding things. In reality, I'm not getting anything done. It's just a form of deception. I'm deceiving myself thinking I'm productive when I'm just procrastinating.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm tired of lying to myself. So my wife, the running joke is, if I spent half as much time doing my list as I actually spend updating and reprioritizing my list, I wouldn't have a list because it'd all be done.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of truth to that. So I'm repenting of analysis paralysis. And the second thing is I'm going to start saying no to very good things.
Like what?
Exactly. I'm going to say no to very good things so I can make myself available for great things. The deal is there's so many good ideas, so many good things that I want to do,
mm-hmm.
that I feel obligated to do, that I put on my to-do list, that
like podcasting with your sister.
It's a good. Actually, this is in the great list.
Oh, yeah, I made it.
This is in the great list. The other things, I'm spread so thin doing good things that I feel I'm unimpactful in the few great things that I think God wants me to do. And this is one of them right now. So that has freed up so much worry and anxiety. In the Christian faith, it talks about being indwelt with the Holy Spirit and being led by the Spirit, mm-hmm. and how we're supposed to walk in step with the Spirit. So if you essentially, we're to acknowledge God. This is a Proverbs that says to acknowledge in all your ways, acknowledge God,
mm-hmm.
and He'll make your path straight. Essentially, He's shining a light on where to step. Now, a lot of us in our faith is like, wait a minute, you want me to step here?
Mm-hmm.
As an engineer plus nerd meshed together, if you step there, that's on this trail. Where's that going? Where's this path lead?
Mm-hmm.
And God's like, not telling you that. No, I just know I want you to step here, so it's in this direction. A vector. A vector is magnitude and direction. So it's the direction to step, and magnitude, what speed, what velocity. Okay? So to walk in step with the Spirit means if you walk too fast, if you get ahead of God, you're getting ahead of the game and you're probably going to mess it up. If you walk too slow, if you're scared, I don't want to. I need more answers before I'm obedient to what God wants me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you're not in step. So the trick is to walk in step. So all that to say, when I have a good idea to do something, or I have an idea to do something, and I feel like, hey, I think this is what God wants me to do. Hey, text your sister, or call so and so, or hey, remember this person has this need. instead of just putting it on my to-do list, no, I just do it.
Yeah.
I just do it. So that has been a game changer for me this year.
Nice.
Just a game changer. And there are some big things that are great that if I focus on them, I start to get worried. But I'm like, you know what? Those are hypotheticals about tomorrow that I don't have to worry about today. Today, I'm doing this, this, and this. I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to enjoy God. I'm going to enjoy my wife. I'm going to enjoy my life. And it just works a little better.
I'm happy for you. I'm glad it's working out.
Yeah. Okay.
Eric, thank you for listening to me and letting me interrogate you weird and share my views and my concerns with you about my mental breakdown last week.
Well, I hope my response resolved, help calm your concerns. My devotion is to you, not to the current president. Okay?
I appreciate it.
Okay. And I'm hating Trump all day today.
All day today.
In her honor.
Thanks.
So we shared our views, we listened, we learned, and we're better for it. Anyway, let me wrap us up. People are more important than politics, my friends. Let's act like it.
I agree.
Until next time.